Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulullah. And good to see you. To see you good. Good to see you. Good to see you.
To see you good.
Raise your voice. Stand up, please.
Stand up, high.
See you good. Very inspired to be with you for the second time in how many years now?
34 years. 34 years.
I came here once.
No, when we came like that.
10 years ago. Not 30 years ago. And 20 years ago. Oh my God. Were you there? It was a great honor and pleasure to see the school is progressing. The progress is not in the number of individual students in the school. The progress is in you who will be able to make the change in the community. Women's role in Islam was crucial, absolutely crucial from day one. The great supporter of the Prophet ﷺ was a woman. He married her when she was 15 years older than him. There was no this kind of chemistry between him and his wife. It was the kind of value, the value and the status of the woman and the value of the status of the man. It was not the beauty, it was not the attraction, it was not the money. It was the value of the character of both of them. She was the one who was hand-holding him in the community when he became the prophet. And when the angel came upon him to guide him, she was the one who was comforting him and telling him, with the name of Allah, Allah will never let you down, because you are so good to your family, to your relatives. You are supporting the poor. You are empowering the disabled. And you are helping everybody. Because of this character of you before Islam, Allah will never let you down. He used to come back from outside to talk to her as a mother talking to a child, or as a mother talking to a son. He used to put his head on her lap, say, cover me, cover me, cover me, because of the shock when he met for the first time Angel Jibreel alayhi salam. So from day one, don't ever undermine or underestimate the role of women in Islam. If anyone sideline you, say, no sir, I have a role. Like the role of my mother, Khadija alayhi salam. I have a role, and you have a role. I am a mother, and you are a father. I'm a wife, and you are a husband. I'm an auntie, and you are an uncle. I have a role. You are a son, and I'm a daughter.
About grandmothers, please.
I'm a grandmother, and I'm a grandfather. When you look at these young sisters, you know what you need to look at it? What is my role in the society? Why am I educated for? What is the education will do for me? It's just to get a job, to become a doctor, to become an engineer, to become a teacher, to become a scientist. Is that enough? To become a social worker? Is that enough? Or to become what? To become a leader. Like Khadija, alayhi salam, like Aisha, like Fatima, like all those great women. You know, the first university in Morocco been built by a woman called Fatima الفهرية. أنت مغربي ولا جزائري؟ جزائري. فاطمة الفهرية.
They did an assembly about her 2 years ago. They did an assembly, year 7 and 8 were not here, but the rest issued no Fatima al-Fihri. We had an assembly about her 2 years ago.
Cairo University. Actually, it was a princess at the early 20s of last century who donated a waqf to cover the cost, the running cost of the University of Cairo. Even the piece of land of Cairo University is donated by her. It's about 25 or 28,000 square feet at that time, plus a money put as waqf. So role of woman in leading society, leading community, being a teacher, being a guide. A lot of women were teaching men how to recite Quran. How to recite what? Go to the history of reciters in Egypt. You found a lot of them. A lot of them. تعال هنا أنت واقف هنا وأنا مش مسلم عليك. جاي. Here's my teacher. Teaching the men how to recite Quran. Quite a few blind women in Egypt were sheikhs of recitation, of qira'at, to men like me and you. And she used to tell us off, not be able to understand Arabic and to recite the qira'at. All these kind of things will let me to stand up with a high head, with a pride and honor. I want to be like them, maybe better than them. They started the way 1,000 years ago or more, and now I'm going to carry on. Is it clear? Each one of us in this room have to think that she must have a role to play. Not only a role, an impactful role. Not to play any role like anyone else, but a role can impact the progress and the development of the society. Be a teacher to create generation to come, to lead, to love knowledge, to be discoverer, to be the innovator, to be pioneers, not just teach the subject and the syllabus. That's what you need to be a teacher for, to empower people. History teacher, to let them to love history, the authentic history. Science teacher, you know, when I did my Doctor of Medicine in 1991, I discovered that the first one, it was on spina bifida. You know spina bifida? Child with a sac at the back, was water in the brain, and was split in the bones. Spina bifida, Google it. The first one who discovered it, his name was Bukasas. His Arabic name was Abu al-Qasim al-Zahrawi. Was one of the greatest scientists in the history of medicine, who wrote Encyclopedia Medica in 30 volumes. You know something called catgut? The catgut? For stitching? For stitching, he is the one. An instrument. Know your history. And read the authentic history. Sometimes I point at you and you start laughing. Keep laughing. When you laugh, you giggle me. So know the history. And be proud of the history of science and technology. The people who made the difference. The people who create solution for society. Africa is the wealthiest continent on earth. The wealthiest. That's why there is a lot of thieves stealing its wealth. Without mentioning, because we are not political.
No.
We're not political.
No, of course.
And you are following the news. Extremely wealthy. One of the countries which I cry in Africa for, as kind of for in Africa, is Congo. Congo was one piece of land in the 60s. When Patrice Lumumba was elected a president And he wanted to create a local currency, local economy, independence. He was killed. Then Congo was divided into Congo Brazzaville and Congo Kinshasa. Okay? Now Congo is richer, far more richer than many countries on earth. Can't imagine. It's been controlled by 85 armed groups. Got 5 million displaced people inside. And the highest rate of rape on earth is in Congo, unfortunately. You have to fight to save our brothers and sisters in Congo. You must say that they are not Muslims. So what? They are human beings. Human rights is not about Muslims and non-Muslims. Human rights is about to protect the rights of the human being. And this is your role as looking at humanity, not as one color. يا الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل تعرفوا إن أكرمكم عند الله. All mankind, we have created you from a male and female. Out of one male, Adam alayhi salam, and one female, you became tribes and nations. Different colors, different cultures, different languages, different histories. This is the beauty. And this is the might of the mighty Allah. We're talking about the creation of the universe. Since I need to conclude, because I don't know what time how long I'm going to
As
speak.
long as you like.
No, because they have crosses. You know, have you heard something called the Big Bang? Yeah. Big Bang, Big Bang. Anyone can come and explain to me what is the Big Bang? Come on. Come on, Africa. Big Bang, okay, come on. Oh, come on. Explain the Big Bang.
The Big Bang is a scientific explanation for the beginning of the Earth.
Thank you. Quickly. What's your name? And your name? Amina. Alhamdulillah.
Okay, so basically, right, the Big Bang is this big explosion, right, that made the planet go into different areas, and it's basically what created it all. But the person who created the Big Bang is Allah.
Thank you. Any other explanation? Yeah, come on.
Big Bang was created by an explosion of a huge cloud of matter, and all of the matter, but using gravity, the matter sort of arranged itself into planets and stars and basically everything else in the galaxy. But as Malik said, this is only possible by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Thank you. What's your name? Azka. You are the most intelligent. That's your name.
That's from pure.
Oh, from the Tazkiyah. Okay, fine. Thank you. You are right. I'm wrong. Okay. There's a verse in the Quran. Give me a piece of paper, please. Yeah, no. There's a verse in the Quran saying that the earth and the sky, there are some cookies. Nothing left for me. Cake box, where's the cake? Done where?
For the charity for the Macmillan people.
But you ate it. You are the charity, huh? So you eat the cakes for the people, huh? It was like this. The earth and skies were like that. The Big Bang. The Big Bang. The earth and skies were like that. Then Allah pulled them apart. How long it took Allah to rip them and put them apart? Come on. 6 days, okay? You? Anybody else? 6 days? How long it took him? Come on. Stand up, say it. What's it?
7 days.
7 days, okay. Anybody else? No, not you, not you. You are not a girl, huh? Anybody else? Yes? What? 1 second. Okay, anybody else? Yes? 7 days, 7 nights, okay? I don't know. I just asked him. Okay. How long the earthquake of Turkey and Syria took to destroy an area which is affecting 500 square kilometers, claiming the life of 50,000 people, and destroyed tens of thousands of houses? How long? 57 seconds? In 57 seconds, the earthquake in Turkey and Syria affected 500 square kilometers, killing thousands of people and destroying tens of thousands of houses. The Big Bang, it took less than a second. You know when you write the number, 10, what's the square root? Minus 32. What does it mean? 10 minus 32.
To the power.
What?
10 to the power of negative 32.
10. Even up to now, I do not know how to say it. 10 to the power of negative 32. This is how Allah pulled the earth from the sky at the time. So the earth and the sky became these small granules, small particles, small atoms. Then in 13.7 billion years, he himself come back to shape it into stars, moons, galaxies, Earth, and others. 13.7 billion years. The Big Bang Theory was written in the Quran 1445 years ago. The new scientists in Europe and America discovered it, explained it at the beginning of this century, last century. Go back to your reference and the authenticity of the knowledge in your reference to see how much was the speed of pulling apart Earth from the sky. You remember the story of Isra and Mi'raj? How long it took the Prophet ﷺ to go from Mecca to Jerusalem? From Jerusalem to heaven. It's a mighty power of Allah. Then you remember the story of King Solomon and the Hubu. You know Hubu? Hudhud. Oh yeah. When he came back with the news about the Queen of Sheba was not worshipping Allah, he told the people in his room, who can bring me her throne? One of the one of the clever genie told him, I'll bring it while you sit in the meeting. Another one who had the knowledge of the name of Allah, the Ismullah al-Azam. He told him, I'll bring it before you blink. You know how I seen it? Before you blink. So he was with him in Jerusalem and they put his hand to bring the throne in front of King Solomon alayhi salam. This is the might of the mighty power of Allah. So when Allah said, 10 to
the power of negative 32.
when Allah pulled earth from sky and 10 to whatever he said, yeah, you say it loudly. Because you're a teacher now.
10 to the power of negative 32.
Me.
Meaning,
0.00032.
infinite zeros. And that's why when somebody say that will hit you with a missile at the speed of light, or a missile at the speed of sound, you can imagine how devastating this missile will be. That's why at that time, earth and sky became very small particles and atoms. But Allah recreated them and reshaped them. Now, how many galaxies that we have in the universe? How many galaxies? Yes, say it. Million? PI. BB. British Petroleum. Trillion. 2 trillion galaxies. 2 trillion galaxies inside the universe, apart from Earth. And the traveling distance inside the galaxy could be 100,000 years. And imagine the power or the mighty power of the Creator that you worship Him and said, La ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasul. And make Him your only God. Because of this, He is the only God. 2 trillion galaxies. 2 trillion galaxies. All these kind of things will take you to the knowledge of Allah, which if you have an ink, a bottle of ink, which is equivalent to 7 oceans, it will dry up before finishing writing the knowledge of Allah in His book. And He is the one, and He is the only one. He said, I am going to protect and preserve my book, which is called Quran. That's why it's untouchable. And you can challenge anyone and anybody finding any difference between a Quran which has been printed 1,000 years ago and the Quran has been printed today in Arabic language. It's where you take your mind and your pride and your honor from such a book, which is a guidance for mankind and for humanity. So from the role of baby Khadija, Ummuna Khadija, and the role of Fatima, alayhi salam, and the role of Aisha, and the role of Asma and Hafsa, and Fatima al-Fihriya in Morocco, and the princess in Cairo, and others, you should live having a role. Don't ever and never live without having a role. As a daughter, as a mother, as a wife, as an auntie and a grandma. You are the leader. At home, who is leading? It is my wife, not me. I'm talking. But she is the doer. You have to be the teacher of the future of humanity. And there was a proverb in Arabic, in what they call it in poetry. الأم مدرسة إذا أعددتها أعددت شعبا طيب الأعراق. Mother is a school, or a college, or a university. If she has been brought up perfectly, she will be a teacher for the whole humanity. Be such a teacher for the whole humanity, not only for your family, not only for your sisters and brothers. You can become the teacher of humanity. And I believe in you, and I believe in every and each one of you. When we started Islamic Relief 40 years ago, we did know nothing about relief and development. Nothing. You know, when we used to travel for a month or two in the field, who was looking after the children? A very solid woman. She is my wife, and his wife, and his wife, and his wife. To look after the future. So the builder and the creator of Islamic Relief were not only men. They were men empowered and supported by their wives, by their families, by their children, by all of them. So the role here for you and each one of you as a teacher, as a professor, as a politician, as an artist, as everything is crucial. When I say that we need in any composition of society, of organization, 3 individuals. People maybe younger than my age, and passing the age of 22. I'm still 20. I am what? Tell them.
Well, very, very young, sir.
How young I am? 22. Thank you. Okay. 22. I forgot now. What I was talking about?
He was talking about the role of the mother.
Yeah. They were the one who are solidly building the future of our families while we were out. Some of them were working, some of them were sitting at home. So to conclude, because the time is up, have a role to play, have an effective role to play in the society. Have an effective role to play in the society. Don't just be educated to have a job. Education is a process of learning and passing knowledge and impacting community and society. Thank you very much. May Allah bless you. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum.
He deserves a shout out like that, Dr. Hani. Did you enjoy it? Yes. Brilliant. You even got a science and maths lesson out of that, and Mr. Elby got challenged as well. So imagine if you got that wrong, you'd never live it down. Just before we finish, we have, as I mentioned, other pioneers with us who maybe want to share a few words, and we're going to take an iconic photo. If you notice on the way out, there's a picture there of Dr. Hani in the 1990s outside of a school, and if you look at the cars, they look like robots. But you won't recognise them, but I remember them. Yeah. And
why are you trying to say this? Because he was a lot younger.
It was Miss Mohammed's car in the photo. Yes.
It looks about the same actually.
So we want to take a photo of 30 years later, inshallah. So
Can I formally, does anybody else want to say a word? Can I formally say thank you to all of you and to Dr. Hani Al-Bandar to visit us and deliver the speech that he did. So Jazakallah khair. Accept you, inshallah. Brother Nasser is also in that photograph over there.
Yes.
Brother Nasser is one of the founding members. The school was started about 34 years ago with 7 girls, and one of those girls was his daughter. So I'll pass the mic on to him. Come on.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. As-salatu was-salamu ala al-mursaleen. I think, brother, I'm not going to be as emotional as you, brother. No. So, so it is a beautiful sight to see, mashallah, our girls increasing in numbers and happy in a school like this, and especially now that we have a beautiful building and it fits the name, the grammar school and Islamic school, which goes together. Islamic and grammar school go together. We Muslims supposed to be, of course, the best in our actions and our standards. And this is why this school was named as a grammar school right from the beginning. Well, not from the beginning, but until a few years back.
We were a grammar even when we didn't have the name. We didn't have the name.
We were a grammar.
All right, Egyptian.
Yes. Yes, of course. The Egyptian influence, I believe you can all speak Egyptian now by now, huh? No. But alhamdulillah, I hope that all of us in the staff, the trustees, mashallah, we have Shazad, Brother Zahid, Brother Rahman, Dr. Haytham, Brother Hamdi, trustee here, and mashallah, teachers, the staff, everybody, I hope we work together to make the best school in UK, not only in Manchester, but in the UK, inshallah.
So we face that way.
Yeah.
This way.
Right, guys, we're going to take an iconic photo. love taking photos. So if we can have the gentleman